Dear friends, welcome with my question set 17. This is my practical video 17 for the database management system. Here, first of all, I'll say you this question set 17 is the next question related to this scenario, and if you can remember, if you have watched my previous video, in my previous video I have explained how I have designed these database exam marks DB and these tables, and with the usage of these tables we have to answer for these questions relating to this scenario, Karaveli Junior College. So here these are the questions. I have to answer one by one these questions in this video, and first of all we'll see about the first sub question here. What is the relationship between student and subject? Can this relationship be in databases? That means in our previous video we have created the student table and also the subject table. You can understand that for a single student he or she can study many subjects, and also for a single subject there can be many students who are studying that subject. That means the relationship between student and subject, it should be many-to-many relationship. That means for a single student he or she can study many subjects, and also for a single subject there can be many students who are studying that subject. That means many-to-many relationship. But even though relationship name as many-to-many is defined in databases softwares, such a relationship can't be displayed in databases. That means ER diagrams. For creating that type of relationship, we have to create one-to-many relationships. That means one-to-many relationship can be displayed in a database. That means ER diagram. So with the usage of such two one-to-many relationships, we can create a many-to-many relationship. That is the answer for this question 1. And let's think about the next question also. Here, create a relationship between student and subject. That means the relationship, that means we have discussed in this first sub question, that is student and the subject table. Between these two tables, it should created a relationship named many-to-many. That means many-to-many relationship should be created between these two tables. So we have to create the relationship, such relationship between these two tables in this second sub question. So let's see how I create the student table and the subject table, the relationship between these two tables. This is how the tables has been created: the student table, exam term, then subject table, then class table. I have created these 4 tables in my previous video. So here then I am going to create the relationship among these two tables, student table and the subject table, and I am going to create the many-to-many relationship. By selecting these two, you can see the student has subject table is created newly, and I am going to edit these relationships into non-identifying, and I am going to untick these two. Then the next relationship also. Here in foreign key section, you can untick this checkbox. Okay, this is how I have created the relationship among student table and the subject table. Okay, then in the third sub question, it says that change the name of the table created above to student exam _ mark _ record. That means the table created by creating this many-to-many relationship between these two tables is that means the student has subject table. So we have to rename that table into this student _ exam _ mark _ record. So then I'm double clicking this table, and you can see here in this table name section, I'm entering the new table name as a student mark record. So here, student exam mark record. So this is how I have renamed this. Then I am closing this. You can see I am closing this, and you can see the table name has been renamed here. Okay, let's move on to the fourth sub question. Here, create a relationship between the table student underscore exam underscore mark underscore record and the term exam underscore term. That means between these two tables we have to create a relationship also. That means if you can remember, normally in a school there are 3 terms. The first term, then second term, then third term. So all the details, all the exam mark record details are stored in this exam mark record table related to all these 3 exam terms. Okay, so here that means here the exam terms are repeated in this exam underscore mark underscore record table. So here in this exam mark record table side, it should create a many relationship. That means here between these 2 tables we have to create one-to-many relationship. And okay, let's see how I create this.
Then I'm going to create the relationship among these 2 tables, and it's one-to-many relationship. I'm selecting it, and I'm selecting this exam underscore mark underscore code, then exam term. So you can see this is how the relationship has been created among these 2 tables.
So here in this 5th sub question we have to add a column called mark to the student exam mark record table. Change the data type to double. That means we have to add a new column to this table as mark, and the data type should be in double. So let's add this column also.
And you can see the column, marks column has been added.
Okay, all these 5 sub questions has been answered, and this is the last sub question related to this question set 17, and we have to create the relationship between student table and the class table also. Normally in a school, a single student can have a single class only. That means if a student is in grade 6 A class, he can only be in that class. But for a single class, there can be many students. That means between these 2 tables, it should be created one-to-many relationship also.
So then you can see this is the student table and this is the class table. So we have to create the one-to-one relationship between these 2 tables. Then I'm going to select the one-to-many relationship from here, and I'm going to create the one-to-one relationship between these 2 tables. Then first of all I'm selecting the student table and then class table. So you can see the relationship has been created. So this is how all the relationships has been created in the CR diagram. And here for this question set 17, all the scenario is completed. So then I'm forward engineering this database ER diagram. So then I'm saving it also. I'm giving the name as exam marks DB, and I'm saving it. So then again I'm accessing the local instance MySQL 80. Then I'm refreshing it. You can see the tables has been created. Here this is the database and these are the tables. All the tables has been created.
Okay, this is how I have answered for the question set 17, and these sub questions in this question set 17 I have answered, and hope you gain a knowledge about these questions, how can we answer this, and let's meet to the next. That means question set 18, then 19, then 20, and all these questions are related one another. And thank you for watching this video. Let's meet with the next one.